Geeks have eagerly been awaiting this day for months, and it's finally here. Yes, this is the iPad. As you may have suspected, this is basically a giant iPod Touch. But some interesting things happen when you take that little screen and blow it up to 9.7 inches. It basically becomes a completely different device. Let's start with the screen. Whether you're looking at a menu of icons or browsing the web or looking at photos, this thing is bright and vivid and in your face. And it's also extremely responsive. You put your finger on it and flip through pictures, it moves really fast. I've never seen a screen quite as responsive or brilliant as this one. It's also got an accelerometer, so it reorients when you turn it like that, and that effect works in every screen. One of the things that the iPad is great at is browsing the web. Its built-in version of Safari is fast and responsive, it's easy to use, and web pages look gorgeous. You can basically go anywhere on the web and look at anything. It looks just like it does on your desktop, except you're holding it in your hand. But there's one important exception. That's Flash. Any website that uses Adobe's Flash standard is not going to work. The web page will work, but any place there's Flash content, you're going to see a blank square. With YouTube, there's also built-in application on the iPad, so you can watch videos directly through the application, and they work just great there. The iPad's got a built-in email client, and it will look really familiar to you if you've used an iPhone. The difference is that email messages take up the whole screen, and if you want to see your inbox, there's a little pop-up screen here. The big downside of using the iPad for email is that it's actually a little bit difficult to type on. It works just fine, but you can't type very fast. One of the things I like about the iPad is that you'll be able to extend it by adding apps that you get through Apple's App Store. There's thousands of apps for the iPad out there already. Some of the ones we're particularly excited about are Instapaper, which lets you save web pages for later and it reformats them in a much more readable way. Evernote, which is a great note-taking application. And I'm pretty excited about some of the book and magazine apps out there. The fact that this has a gorgeous screen and a really responsive graphics processor means you can do some truly eye-popping things with applications like the Google Maps app. You can browse around, but if you want to switch into Street View, it does this great visual effect, and there we are. This will probably be most useful with the 3G version of the iPad that doesn't come out until later this month. And that's because the 3G version has built-in GPS, and the Wi-Fi only versions do not have GPS. Critics will bash the iPad for what it doesn't have. There's no keyboard, it doesn't support Adobe Flash, and you can't add software to it except by going through Apple's App Store. Those are all legitimate problems, and even a netbook can do more than the iPad can. It's not going to replace your laptop, but what it is really good at is consuming media. Is it worth $500 to $800? Probably not. If you're an early adopter and you get excited about new gadgets, it's a beautiful device. $500 is probably not too much to spend. The rest of us should probably wait about a year, the price will come down, and everyone will have one.